We need to talk about Veekee James because this woman is out here doing it all. Fashion, social media, content creating, branding, everything. Brand ambassador to a lot of brands. And she's killing it in all these aspects. She has built a brand. She has established a name for herself. Her brand is known. It's not just regular tailor or fashion designer. She has high-class clients, high-paying clients. I stumbled on this podcast by Lynda. Her podcast name is called Life with Lynda. I'll leave a link in the description down below so you can watch the full podcast. It's very important if you're trying to be successful, you're trying to make a name for yourself, that you learn from the books of other people. So if you are trying to build a name for yourself, you're trying to build that dream brand for yourself, grab a snack, let's watch this together. I think this is a very interesting story I would like to learn from, so let's get into it. So she was asked what was her dream as a child, what did she want to become as a child, and I find her answer very interesting because a lot of people can probably relate to it.
You just mentioned now that you didn't see yourself here as a child. So what were you thinking you were going to be? What was your preferences? Like, what was your dream?
I wanted to be so many things. I remember in primary school when they asked me, "Oh, what do you want to become when you grow up?" I said, "I want to be an ambassador." It's not because I know what that is, but just because I watched on TV one day and they called up a woman and they said she's an ambassador. She was an ambassador and she looked so good. And I said, I'm going to be an ambassador because I want to look like that on the TV.
And I think that's a reflection of a lot of us as children. You watch somebody and you feel like, oh, this person has money, this person is successful. What does this person do? This person is an actress. Oh, I want to be so known. I want to be as popular as this person. I want to be an actress. She wanted to be a successful person on TV.
When I got into secondary school, a lot of my friends were a lot of my friends wanted to become medical doctors. You know, so I said, okay, I can also be a medical doctor, and especially because if you're in school, that's the highest.
Of course, we all wanted to be.
You understand? So I actually thought I was going to be a medical doctor, and my family supported me. My mom and my uncle said, "Yes, what a medical."
Of course, Nigerian parents would be happy. You want to be a medical doctor. As young people, when we finish secondary school, I realize a lot of us don't even really know what we want to do. The idea of the course we want to study is just based on what people have been going in our head, or what we are hearing from other people. Like, I picked accounting. And I picked accounting just because I heard someone else in accounting. So most times when we are done with secondary school, for some people, they know what they want. For a lot of people, it's just because you heard someone or you have this idea of a course or something.
But you'll be the first medical doctor in this family. You'll break that chain. So I thought I was going
First
to be a
medical doctor in the family.
I'm sure God would have just been there laughing at me like, you don't know the plans I have for you. So yeah.
And then you went on
God's
to
plan.
university, right? And you studied biochemistry.
Yeah.
But you didn't finish.
Yes.
That must have been tough.
Happily.
In your final year,
Well,
right?
I'm saying
In our final year, I never even she dropped out of school. It's on this podcast I'm hearing that she didn't actually finish.
happily because I'm
University.
here now.
Exactly. But that must have been a very tough decision, wasn't it?
It was tough. Not because I was scared about whether or not I was going to fail in life, but because of the people that I knew that it would hurt, which is like my family, my mom and my uncles who really, really wanted me to finish school and become.
That's a very strong decision to take. Quitting school with Nigerian parents, Nigerian family, they will feel like you've disappointed them so much. What would they say to their friends? She was very brave to do that, actually.
A
Very,
graduate,
very
we didn't have a lot of graduates in our family, so they were really, really waiting for me to come out, you know, and I was the firstborn, so hopefully
as the firstborn
everyone
daughter
hopes that would
again.
encourage my siblings to do better as well. So that was just the part that really, really affected me, how my mom take it, because my mom couldn't wait for me to finish. But I wasn't scared about whether or not I was going to succeed. I was already seeing myself doing well with my hard work. I had a lot of things I was doing. Funny enough, when
I think it's very important to actually have that belief in ourselves that we're going to be successful, because that's the thing that will actually push you to take the steps. Don't doubt yourself. If you are going after something, just be so confident that it's going to work out, because that's what's going to actually push you to take the steps you need to do it. If you are doubting yourself, you won't actually do what you need to do.
I left, it wasn't because I wanted to pursue fashion. It was just because I wanted to pursue my talents, because I had a lot. In Akwa Ibom, because I schooled in Akwa Ibom, I was a successful makeup artist. When you count the top 5 as at then, or at least top 7, you will count me. You know, so in my head, you know, I was doing well with makeup, with hairstyling, and then I was doing fashion on the side for myself and friends. So fashion was not really, it was something I loved there, but it was never a line of work that I thought that I would follow. My mom was a tailor when we were growing up, and we were poor. We didn't have money, right? And I've always wanted to be rich. So in my head, this is a poor man's job. You know, and I think that mindset stayed in my head for such a long time, even when I grew up and started using social media, because we didn't really see fashion designers here in Nigeria. I'm not good. It was after I started pursuing fashion that I started looking at fashion designers outside Nigeria, because I wanted to build a brand that would go global internationally someday. So I started looking at designers outside the country to inspire me. I didn't want, to really look at people here because I wanted to do more, right? So it was one.
I find that a good talking point because I think when we are striving to achieve something, the idea might be so big that you've not seen anyone doing it close to you. You might have this big idea and no one in Nigeria has done it. So it would be a good idea to actually look for that one person that have actually achieved, even if the person is not Nigerian. That can be what gives you the zeal. Or even if it's a poor idea, no one has come up with the idea, but finding people that have achieved something close to that to inspire you. Because if you are banking on the mentality of people close to you or what you've seen that is possible, you will just think it's not possible and you will not even strive to actually go after the big deal or achieve the big thing. You just be limited in your thinking and think, okay, this is what's realistic, this is what's possible because of my background.
So it was when I started looking, I started seeing that actually fashion designing is beyond, what I've been seeing or what I thought it was. And
So you left school, and I kept wondering, what you see your final year? Why didn't you finish?
I know, right? To be honest, I don't know how I survived that 4 years. The first year was amazing. First year was amazing. During my first year, I was still in almost first class. After my first year, second year, I think second class lower, because it was in my second year that I started working full time in school because I needed to work to be able to fend for myself and also support home. So it was from my second year that I started working.
So she was supporting him and supporting herself while in 200 level in school.
I realized that I actually loved the job I was doing more than the school, because I was never a biochemistry girl. The only reason the only reason I did biochemistry in school was because I couldn't get the cutoff mark in pre-degree for medicine, so they gave me biochemistry, and I had stayed home for about 3 years after secondary school. There was no way I was going to go back, so I just took the biochemistry like that, hoping that I would succeed. But I feel like if I stayed, I would have finished, but I was tired. I just couldn't continue because I hated what I was doing. Like I didn't like it when I
There's a level of resentment you get when you are not doing something that is in line with your passion, or when you're not in line with what God has set for you. When you have that discernment and you feel like this is what you want to go after, any other thing you are doing that is not related to that, you'll be unhappy. You have resentment towards what you are doing, which is why it's very important to actually take steps to follow what you feel like God has directed you to, or what your passion is. It might not be easy, but no matter the small steps you are taking, it's going to give you a little bit of fulfillment than just staying in the path that is not for you.
when I did all the hydrochloric acid in my head, I'm like, oh please, I have a bride, let me go and do a makeup. So it was like I was wasting my time. That's why it's so important for people to realize
I didn't even know she
where
was a makeup
God is taking them
artist.
quickly, so that you don't like waste the years making mistakes. But then again, mistakes are necessary, mistakes are needed for you to actually hit that success mark. Because if I did not go through biochemistry, to be honest, I don't think I'll be here today. So I don't consider anything, I don't regret anything.
Everything happens for a reason.
It's definitely not a mistake. It was meant to be that way. And now, who cares whether she has a degree or not? The people that have degrees are the ones patronizing her, giving her money. The degree doesn't change anything. Now she can get any degree she wants from anywhere in the world. Everybody's path is different, so we just have to pick our own path and fight for it because it's not going to be easy. You have to fight for what you want. The next question is advice for new up and coming fashion designers. But I'm relating to any industry. I'm not a fashion designer, and I think it's going to relate to whatever industry or whatever career you are. To be honest, the main principles to become successful are usually the same. You just need to tweak it to make it more applicable to you. But let's listen to what she has to say.
For fashion design right now, what would be your advice to new fashion designers that are just coming up and looking up to you?
Okay.
What would be your advice?
To be honest, it's simple. Don't try to be anybody else. First of all, just do you. Don't try to be like Veekee James. Don't try to be like any other designer. Be yourself. And I'm sure that so many of them out there have seen this, like with my business and with my brand and even my personality. I do not try to be like anybody else. That's why, like, when people have things to say about me, I'm always like,
You have to be authentic. You can get inspiration from people, but don't full out copy people or full out copy brands.
Nothing will fit do. Oh. I don't even fit try to change. I don't fit because I can't be anybody else, and nobody else can be me. It's not easy to be me, to be this dramatic. It's not. If you're not there, you didn't there. So don't try to be anybody else. Be you and do you. Nothing beats that. You cannot pretend to be anybody else, but you can actually be your authentic self, and it will help you last long in whatever industry you find yourself. And be consistent. Be consistent. Be consistent with
Consistency. Consistency. Important no matter the career, no matter the industry you're
everything,
in.
with your social media, with your design creation, with your quality of work. Be consistent. Don't be somebody that is good today, tomorrow you're bad. Find ways to keep improving. Don't allow yourself to be pressured by any other designer out there, because
Don't, don't let anyone pressure
know
you.
yourself. You know your source. Don't don't want to move faster than yourself. Overall, with every decision that you make with your business, make sure that you seek God's face all through. Yeah.
I think that's a very important point of, especially in this social media area. You always compare yourself to other people. You should just accept your fate and stick to your own lane. There was a new YouTuber I stumbled on that will make similar content. She's not Nigerian, but will make similar content. She just started a channel. She posted a new video, and the first video I saw was maybe a second or third video, and I was doing well. And I went to her page, I subscribed, I liked the video. Maybe she was 100 subscribers. A few days ago, I saw a video, another of her video, and I went to her page to check, and now she's almost 500 subscribers. And within me, that almost dropped. Like, am I doing wrong? Like, this person has posted just 7 videos or just 10 videos, and she already has more subscribers than me. She has almost 500 subscribers. I've posted over 100 videos and I don't have up to 300 subscribers. But I just have to pull myself back that comparison is a thief of joy. I don't need to compare myself with anybody. Everybody is different. Everybody's journey is different. She's not Nigerian. She has a different set. She has a different class of audience. Maybe a class of audience, when they see something they like, they subscribe. Maybe it's different from Nigeria. And there's just no need to compare. I'm on my own race. If it's my time, it will be my time. And comparing myself and looking at it is just going to cause jealousy. It's going to make me unhappy. And then I'll start hating on someone that is doing well. It's unnecessary. So just focus on yourself and try and limit social media usage. Try and limit comparison. If you are seeing someone that is making you feel jealous or making you unhappy about your own journey, it's really easy to unfollow the person. If you don't want to unfollow the person, you can just restrict yourself from seeing the person's post till you're able to get over that feeling, because it doesn't pay you. But we need to be conscious of that. As you mentioned God, and I think God is also very important, because it's not about our power. We also have to ask for guidance to get the right inspiration and all that. So those were very good points. The next question was how she deals with criticisms when she switched to content creation, because she was known as this premium fashion designer, premium brand. Then she started making like skits on social media, and you know how blogs will carry it, and there are a lot of backlash. How does she deal with that? Let's listen to that.
A lot of Nigerians are very used to wanting to put people in a box. Even when it's not their right to, it's not their place to. I don't know you, you don't know me. What's your business with what I do? It will not affect you. If I fail in life, is it your business? I don't even understand. Yeah. If I do something and I don't succeed at it, is it your business? I share my money with you. It's my family that should be more concerned. And to be honest, it helps. Everything I do has only impacted my business positively.
Perfect.
The people who believe in my brand still believe in my brand. The people who patronize me still patronize me, and even better.
And I think that's the importance of having a personal branding. If you're a social media person, when you're building a brand, one thing I'm learning is to try as much as possible and have a personal brand, make people love you for who you are, so that no matter what you go into, they will still follow you. People that love you will still support you. Fashion designer, she started content creation. That did not affect her sales, because people that love her and want to patronize her, they will follow her anywhere she's going. She didn't build her whole brand. Her brand is built on her personality. So it's easy for her to divert and try different things, and her audience are still open to it. So don't put yourself in a box. Like she said, people will try to put you in a box. But if you don't want to be in the box, step out of that box.
No matter what you do, there'll always be people that would stand for you. There'll always be people that will say, I love her like that.
Yeah.
There are people who don't like my personality because they are not that kind of people. They are more laid back. They don't like drama, they like, demure things.
Yeah.
They are designers like that.
And I think that's a very important point also. Like, you would relate to people who get you. Some people think I'm too quiet or I'm not loud enough. Like the way some social media personalities are so extra, like the way they talk with energy. To some people, videos might feel boring or I'm too quiet. To her now, she's a very loud person. She's very extra. She's very dramatic. People will love her. People will like that personality. Who relate to that will love her, and it also works both ways because even as loud as she is, there are people who are on the calm side that would still be interested in her content. That will still watch her. If you're a quiet person, there will still be someone that is loud that will still get you and will still watch you. But there are other people who see that and they don't relate to it at all. They might even leave a negative comment, which is why you should not let it get to you. You should just ignore that. Okay, I'm not your cup of tea. I'm going to be someone else's cup of tea. And that's just how life is. No matter what we're talking about, if it's dating, no matter what, you might not be one person's cup of tea, but the person that will be your cup of tea is coming. You're going to find that person. So I think we should also have that in mind when it comes to creating content or building a brand. You cannot appeal to everybody.
Those are their target audience.
But even those ones
not
can still
me.
patronize you if
My
they love
point.
your design because
Of course,
yes,
they still do.
They still do.
Of course, I have clients that will tell me that I wish I could do like you, but I'm not that kind of person. I'm introverted. They call like introverted, extroverted. I don't know the meaning.
Introvert.
The truth is that you have to realize that people are going through stuff in life.
Yeah.
You cannot be overly happy. Some people don't want happiness around them, and there's nothing you can do about it. Sometimes you come on social media, you laugh too much. People are sad in their houses, and which is okay. You cannot. Everybody can be happy for you. You take your victories, count the losses, and see which one is more, and you balance it. So I can't help how people think. I wish I could. To
Facts.
be honest, I want people to be happy, but there's nothing I can do. If you decided that you can never be happy in life, I cannot help.
I think this is also an important point of when she says some people don't want happiness around them. They are sad. So when they come online and they see you being happy, they attack you, they leave hateful comments because in their life they are not happy. You need to also develop thick skin. You can't take everybody's word. Anything everybody tells you, you can't take it to heart now. This thing she's saying reminds me of something, an issue I've been seeing online. You usually see someone, their channel blow up and they get a lot of support. Oh, I love you, I love your content, you are so relatable. This is so enjoying. You see the person's account growing from 500 to 1,000 to 1,500. They get a lot of lovely messages. Years later, as the person's brand increases, let's say the person is getting 1 million. A good example of this that comes to mind is the YouTuber Kelly Stamps. I don't know if you watch her, but she became a YouTube sensation maybe around 2020 during the coronavirus, during COVID. And her channel just blew up. She was getting a lot of good comments. Or is it last year or last 2 years? There was now a wave when I think she had gotten to 1 million subscribers. She was able to move out of her apartment to a bigger apartment. She was living the life. She was traveling anywhere she wanted. She was always moving, going to different states. Then it became a trend on YouTube of people making videos about her that they didn't like her anymore. That she's more relatable to them because she's now successful. The thing that made them to like her, the relatability, they don't see it anymore, so they don't watch her anymore. I've seen it in so many cases, so many different YouTubers where people will be telling them that you are no more relatable. All what you are buying now are too expensive. We don't relate to you anymore. I used to love your content because it was relatable. Maybe the struggle you were showing your content, but now that you're no more struggling and you are now successful, you have a better life. Now they are hating on you because you are successful, even though they were the one that supported you when you were struggling. And when I see things like that, I just think, why is it an issue for you that someone has grown and someone is successful? It's just a reflection of what you have going on in your life because you are not, maybe since you were supporting that person be successful and you look at yourself and say, I've not grown, I've not changed, I'm still in the same place, I'm still stagnant. That's what makes you now hate that person and you're saying the person is not relatable. Because if that person grows and in your own life, so you've grown, you are doing your own thing, you are successful, there's no way you see that person and you are hating and you're saying you're no more relatable. So I just see it as a hateful thing. If you have that feeling, sometimes you can't control the feelings we feel when we see certain content. You don't need to leave hateful comments, or you don't need to start spreading it among people that, oh, this person is no more relatable, the money has got into their head. It's very unnecessary, and it's a trend I see on social media. A lot of creators that go viral, especially when you go viral and people love you. Years later, to turn their back on you. The same thing is happening with Jackie Aina now. There are a lot of people that saying she's not more relatable. Because you are going to say I'm not relatable, be stagnant in life. They should not, when they make money, should they hide it? They should not change. They should not move to a better environment. They should not have a better lifestyle because they want you to be happy and feel like they are still stagnant or they are still where they started. It's not realistic. And I think when you have that feeling, it's very good to check yourself and actually work on yourself and see what can I do to change my own situation. This person was courageous enough to take a step, and that's what led them to changing their life. So focus on yourself. What can you do to change your life? This just went on a whole rant. Let's get back. Let's listen to what she has to say.
Which is okay. You don't have something. To be honest, if you want to have that thing, you will love people's own.
Yeah.
You will wish them well.
Yeah.
And you will wait for God's time, which is what I did. I used to see people do love. Now, I thought I'll be married like 24. I'm married for 29 years and they vex. You say I got married that time, Muta. If you want that kind of thing, it's the hatred is not really true. Just like God has not given you your own, or you have not really listened to God to give you your own. If God give you your own, will your mouth change?
The next thing she was asked is time management, because she's doing a lot right now. How does she manage her time, which is something I'm very interested in, because fashion designing is a very complicated thing and it's very time consuming when you're dealing with clients, from styling, consultation and all that. Having time to have a social media life, content creation, brand. Like, I'm interested in her response. So let's see.
In a lot though, you're a musician though, right?
I am. Even if
You're
that's
an
somehow like
artist.
on the low right now.
Yes. Fashion designer, content creator, actor, a lot. And now you already have another business with your husband.
Yeah.
How do you guys manage all of this? Where is the time? Where's the energy?
My sister. My dear sister. Let me just give you a run through of what I did this week. Like in the last 2 days.
I didn't even know
Two
she
nights
was a
ago,
musician.
We had a photo shoot for Fairy Tale that took the whole day. We got home at 4 a.m. I had to wake up for consultations the next day, which was yesterday. I got to the office at 11. I left the office at like 7:30 or 8. Then I got home. That was when I remembered that I had a podcast today. I thought I was going to rest today. To be honest, I wouldn't have rested. I would have done content for brands.
It's true.
Tomorrow I have consultations again.
Wow.
Sunday I have something else. The truth is that there's no logic or a timetable to how we manage all these things. It's just we just do what needs to be done at a certain time. I had to be at the office yesterday for my clients for the fashion brand. I had to be there. There's no two ways about it. Today I had to be here to do this with you. That's why I'm here.
That seems like a lot. So fascinating how people balance all these things. I feel like I should really know their schedule and see how they are doing it. It's not easy.
I'll go home. If there's no food at home, I will cook for my husband. Because my husband go chop. Family go eat. I'll sleep but wake up. I'll go to the office again tomorrow. This weekend I think we have a photo shoot again. We will get it done. You know, we just do what has to be done at a certain time. Like there are no excuses. Even if we can't catch enough sleep. And they talk as I will get money. Now they sleep. So all this money when they say we get.
Yes, because I wanted to tell you
that.
I think that's just happening
get
for process. If you have a task to do, you know you have to do it. You just do it. No excuses. No making excuses. You just decide, I have to do this. Pick a day to do it and just show up and actually do it. That's really the only thing. That's really the only thing you can do. Plan and say, to this day I have something to do, and actually show up for it.
So now the money they sleep.
Because when you were classifying people, they think these people are like, Veekee, but everybody thinks you're very
Get
rich.
money, see me, oh, she. I'm not that the money I'm looking for. Oh, God, Lynda. When I get to you, we know. When I get that money, you guys are going to drag me. I go say this one, babe. Because I'm angry for this dragging, let's go to.
I really relate to now who get money they sleep, because if you don't have it, you are not going to be looking for motivation anyway. I'm filming this video in the midnight because that's the only time I have time. Like when she said no sleep, I can relate to it because I don't even know when last I slept early or even had a good routine, night routine or morning routine, because I always have something to do. I always have something to film. I always have something to edit. I always have work to do. And the nighttime, I try to make use of it, even though I'm a morning person. I'm more of a morning person. But when it comes to this creative tasks of filming, because when I film in the morning before I go out, I'm always rushed and I don't like the outcome. So I've just resorted to filming at night. And there are days when I'm stressed, but if you don't have money, if you are striving for something, if you know your goal, if you know what you are working towards, you don't need motivation, you just need to do it. So I love that. And the next segment I think is very important is about balancing having as a woman having a striving career, a striving business, and balancing family life. Because in this part of the world, we always feel like men don't want women that are successful or that are more successful than them, or you doing your own thing. They want you to be under them so they feel the control. So how is she keeping that balance? I think this is a very interesting question. So let's listen to that.
So my question is, what advice can you give to young women who wants to have like a very successful career and a healthy family structure? Because it's looking like if you are very career oriented, you start here. Personally, I had things like calm down, men don't like this, society doesn't like this, and you tend to see more women pivoting towards, if I don't have family, let me have money, let me have a career, let me have success. But you are an example of someone that have both sides. So what advice will you give to young women who want to achieve and attain that kind of level on both ends?
So I think when it comes to family and career, family and business, first of all, family comes first for me. Family
I'm really interested in this advice because
supersedes money.
it's a huge topic.
Family supersedes no matter family supersedes everything, because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, it's family that will always be there. When you've made all the money and you lose everything, it's family that will be there to say sorry and back you up and pat you back and be there for you. I think women should learn how to balance things properly. Because when you're a woman that wants to be successful, or you don't want to give up your career or give up like that sense of independence of having your own money as a woman, if you're that kind of woman and you actually want to have a successful family where there's peace in your home, it's not like important. Because you are working, you'll be giving excuse up and down. I believe that women who want to be like that are women who have to take responsibility and be determined to succeed at both. Because it's easy for women to.
From what she's saying, I think you have to be intentional and be determined that I want to be successful in my career, but I also want to have a successful family. I want to have a successful union.
For women to make excuses
having that
like,
intention from the beginning,
I'm not available for my husband or for my family because of work. They always want to give excuses with work and their career and money. I think when you want to truly succeed and have it well on both sides, those excuses have to get out of the way. Because once those excuses are there, that's what even hinders you from doing well. Because the time when you have to be home making food for your husband, if you are the kind of woman that likes to cook for your family, because it's not by force. If you know that you don't like to cook, because we're no longer in the generation where our mothers must cook for our fathers. It's not by force. I'm not an advocate for that. A woman's place in a home is not necessarily in the kitchen. So if you're not that kind of woman, we already are in the kind of world where you pay money, let chefs cook and make food available at home. So if that's the kind of person you are, fine. I'm the kind of person that believes in building family bonding through the smallest things as cooking for my family. I want my husband to go outside, eat food, and be like, hey, I better make I go chop my wife food. That's the kind of person I am. I want my children to go out, go and do.
Just know who you are and know what your values are when it comes to marriage, and have that agreement with your person. Have an understanding partner. You people should know each other very well. I think that's very important, because you need someone that's going to support you. If you have a huge goal as a woman or a huge dream, your partner is very important.
I'll go and do holiday somewhere. Come on, mommy, please make us food. We've missed it. That's the kind of person I am. So if you're that kind of person, fine. Find a way to balance it. Make it work. What I do is, I find the day in the week where I'm free. Let's assume I'm not creating cooking content. I'm actually cooking proper food for the house. I find the days where I know that, okay, I'm not very busy that day. That day, if it's 3 soups and stew and sauce, I will cook and fill up the fridge. I will get it done. There's already someone at home.
Cooking says it helps a lot, especially when everybody's busy. Just picking a day, usually Sundays, that's how it's usually Sundays where you batch cook a bunch of food. That makes it easier during the week. And if you are going to be with someone that says, I must eat fresh food every day, I don't know how you're going to do with that. There are some men now, some people that say they can't eat food that have been stored in the freezer or stored in the fridge. They have to eat fresh food. Have those conversations before you even think of getting married, because I don't know how you're going to balance that one. Or maybe you can employ a chef. If you have a cook or a chef,
it will be easy to meet when I'm not there and my husband is there. My husband doesn't have a problem with boiling rice and taking stew from the fridge and eating it, So because I know that as long as there's food at home, everything is okay. It does not mean that if I didn't used to cook now. I only used to cook when I had not started my fashion brand. Then I used to say in school I used to cook a lot. When I started my fashion brand, I was more focused on fashion. Wait till me and kitchen. I had people.
No time. No time. If you are building a brand, sometimes you don't even have time for yourself, because you're just so focused on what you're doing. If you're not intentional about taking care of yourself, you just find yourself
People working
spending
with
so
me
much
now. I
on
had a girl that
junk.
used to cook in the house. Unless maybe I want to cook a certain soup that I want to cook alone, I'll just cook it maybe once in a month. I'll just cook. But before I got married, I knew that once I enter my husband's house, all of these things must happen. And I was very intentional about it. So the first
Intentionality. Know your identity as a wife. What is your identity? Are you the one that cooks for your husband? Are you the one that has the chef? Are you a successful businesswoman that knows how she's going to balance both of them? I think we need to be very intentional and actually work towards achieving the goal we've set. If you're not intentional, you don't set that goal, you don't set that
on the first day I
standard.
entered like this.
It's easy to
When I even
get
cooked the first
sweet
food, it was
and
shocked.
you
Because I never
neglect
eaten my
one
food
thing
before.
for
When it
the
comes to the
other.
house, it's my mom's food we eat. Because now my mom will cook. When my mom used to say we used to stay together. It's now she go cook. So I'm sure that in his head right now, he will even be like, oh boy, this girl they cook. Oh. Because he didn't even know, he didn't have that idea of me, but I already had it planned out. So I do it intentionally. When I have to cook food, I will cook food. I can be at the office, come back late at night, let's say 12 p.m. Everything is ready for me to cook. I will go straight and cook it. My husband will even beg me to come to bed. I will not. Because it's not as if I don't cook that food, he's going to be angry. He will not. That's not the kind of person he is. And that's why, as a woman, if you're trying to have this kind of double life where you're a career woman and you also want to be a woman that is very, very present in your home, you have to also get married to a husband that will be very understanding and that would support you and help
The
you.
point I
That
made
it's not that
earlier
when you are
is very
dying, they are watching
important
you
because your
struggling in the
partner
kitchen. They are
can
not
drag
helping you.
you
They are
down.
still there, making
Your
sure that you
partner
get it
can
done.
either help you
I know that
succeed or
if a
help
time
you
comes
fail.
where maybe I'm too weak to do any of that, my husband will happily cover me on the bed very well, go down and get it done, or get someone to get it done. So at the end of the day, there's no pressure. But if that's what you want to do, balance both, you have to do it intentionally. Do the things that you need to do at the times when you need to get it done. There's no need for excuses. If you can actually let go of work to be present for your family, I think you should actually do that. I think sometimes we get overly engrossed in our work and our career that we forget that family is actually very, very important. And sometimes I have to be at the office to maybe see, maybe a client is texting me. I know that client will pay me thousands of dollars. The person is messaging me, please, I need to see you. I know that if I see that person today, once she see me face to face, not that she sees my creative assistant, she will drop her money for her dress immediately. I know that.
Mhm.
But I also know that this week I've not really been available for my husband, or we've not really been home to spend time together, and we agreed that okay, today we want to leave work and stay together and enjoy ourselves. I will not sacrifice that quality time with my husband for any amount of money. So a lot of things have to go for some things to give. So I think these are things that women need to consider if they're trying to live, have their career working well and have their home fully attended to. With these few points of mine.
I love that. I actually love that. Well, I'm not married yet, so I don't know how that dynamic is going to be, but being intentional and putting family first. I think in the world now, as women, I feel like now we are more taught to put your career first because there are so many horror stories to put yourself first. But I think if you want to have both and you want to be successful in both, you can't deny how important family is. The key is just being with someone that gets you, someone that is understanding, someone that loves you, and someone that wants to see you actually succeed. Someone that is understanding and will not try to sabotage you.
Points of mine as a newly married wife with 1 year experience.
That's going to be all for this video. I picked specific questions that are relating, that are helpful to me right now in the stage I'm in, and I think will help you too. Let me know your thoughts down below. What could you relate to? What else can you add to the topic of this? And initially I did, there was nothing too personal about it because we are not really interested in personal life. What we're interested in is as women developing ourselves, building a name for ourselves, building a brand for ourselves, being successful, having a happy, balanced life between work and between family. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully, bye.